Shire. Turn your porch lights off because we're coming home with a trophy.
Hey there, welcome to SharkCast, a podcast dedicated to the greatest sporting club in the history of the world, the mighty Cronulla Sharks. This short, sharp review of the Sharks defeating the Cowboys is brought to you by Dyson Logistics, the Royal Motor Yacht Club in Port Hacking, and Jason Hawes at Cripps & Cripps Real Estate. This is our 10th season of podcasting. My name is Sam Shinazzi, an OG from 2015. This is really fun time for us. We're top of the table, in great form, on and off the field. Podcast is doing as well as it ever has, which is mainly because of you wonderful folks listening. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everyone I met today at the game. And I'm not going to remember all the names, but met a bunch of people today who I'd never met before, including Sharks' Sean, who was great to finally meet. Had a good chat with him. And also Martin, I remember meeting today at halftime. He found me, said some lovely words about the podcast. So thanks, Martin. And if you want to post that photo, by all means do so. I think we got caught up in a Larry David moment where I was trying to be funny. But please, if you want to post that photo, please do. It'd be great to see and lovely to meet you. Thanks to everyone who found myself and Kieran. And also Clinton joined us in the upper ET as well. So we had a good SharkCast representation up there. Anyway, let's talk about the fantastic win by the Sharkies. 42 points to 6. Dominant, comprehensive, and just a very strong game by everyone involved with the Sharks. I thought both offensively and defensively. I thought both sides of the ball we played really good. I'm not surprised by it. I think what surprised me was the Cowboys were really not very good today, and that doesn't take anything away from the Sharks' performance. The Sharks' performance was awesome. Going into the game, and I spoke with Terry from Pins Up and a few other people heading into the ground, I was a little nervous. I thought that the Cowboys would offer a lot more. Going into this round, they had the best attack in the NRL. We know in the past, from game to game, we've had trouble defending against them scoring points. So I was a bit apprehensive about this game, but within 5 minutes, I could see which way it was going to go, and I'm so happy it did. And the Sharks just were super impressive all over. There wasn't any real negatives to take out of that game from a playing point of view. I thought in the second half, there are occasional kind of, fifth tackle kind of options or just looking a little bit flat. But we're talking like a space of a minute or two in 80 minutes. It was the best first half we've played in a long time, and I think just generally the best game. And I was really, really impressed with the attitude. They played with so much energy, and that energy kept going the whole game. They look really fit at the moment, and credit to whoever is in charge of that, because the team looks really fit from the backs through to the forwards. They're competing. That kind of attitude will take you a long way in this competition. Sitting first. It's not a fluke after 7 rounds to be sitting first. So we want to stay there. Got some favourable games coming up before we go into a bit of a tougher competitive month. But the more I see of this team, the more I believe they can do something pretty special. I do want to double down on that idea, though, that the Cowboys were really not there today. So we can talk about defeating top 8 teams and that kind of thing. To me, that doesn't matter so much. It's like we turn up, we win. We were awesome. We can only play what they give us. But the Cowboys, man, something is missing there. They might win the occasional game by 20, but to play like that from the start for the 80 minutes in round 7, I thought that was disappointing for them, but great for us. And we really, I thought, ran away with it. We didn't win by 50. 42-6 is pretty comprehensive and also good for the for and against, of course. In team news, running out 1-17, with, of course, the debut of Sam Stonestreet on the right wing. The bench was really an impressive one on paper, and I think it was impressive in real life. Jack Williams, Toby Rudolph, Sifa Talakai, and Braden Hamlin-Welly not only returning for his first game of the year, but also his 100th game for the Sharks. 101st NRL game, but 100th game for the Sharks. And you could tell throughout the week, you could see it in the media posts by the Sharks. You definitely felt it on game day at the ground, that they went to a lot of trouble to make everyone aware that this was a special game. It was special for Sam Stonestreet in his debut, a club junior from De La Salle Carrying Bar. And you could tell that they were making it special for Braden Hamlin-Willey's 100th game for the Sharks. Big achievement for both guys, and both guys played really good, which we'll get into shortly. But that was your team. So great bench. Williams, Rudolph, Talakai, and Hamlin-Willey. Sharks started strong. They put up a kick for Scott Drinkwater, 3 or 4 guys in the tackle near the sideline. He got a bit nervous, popped the ball. Will Kennedy picked it up, ran away for the try. Nicho Hynes with just an immaculate boot today, and we're up 6-0 after 5 minutes. Had to wait until the 21st minute for tall Tom Hazelton to score a ripper of a try. The attack was going one way, he went the other, and beat 3 or 4 guys for a really, really cool try. And tall Tom is absolutely killing it. The 26th minute, a moment you'll remember for a long time, and one that the try scorer will remember forever. Sam Stonestreet in the right corner. Kick went up. We had a bat back. Quick catch and pass. He didn't have to do much, but it didn't matter. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful moment. He had the fist up before he crossed over, which is always the sign of youth and enthusiasm, and the place went bananas. And I know everyone who had a little flutter on him as well also went bananas. Very, very cool moment. You could sort of just sense it. We'll talk about Sam's game shortly, but just a wonderful moment at Shark Park. Nicho Hynes converts, and we are up 18-0 after 27 minutes. A few minutes later, Braden Trindle with a try from a really lovely, clever kick by Blake Brayley, who is really starting to make this game his own, and a try assist for him off a kick is dreamlike, man. This is the Blake we want. This is the Blake we have. He played great again today. Sharks go up 24-0 at the break. 7 minutes into the second half, Braden Trindle off a kick, an attempted back by Britton Nickero, and an error from, I think it was Scott Drinkwater, but an error from one of the backs. And Trindle crosses over, up 30-0 after 50 minutes. Mulatalo crosses for one of 2 tries in the 55th minute. Nicho converts. In the 63rd minute, my boyfriend Valentine Holmes scores a try. And it's the only try they're going to get on the day. And it's from a Chad Townsend kick. Sharks are winning 36-6 after 65 minutes. If you've got any time try scorer, Sharks into Val into Stonestreet, I say well done. 74th minute, Ronaldo with a double. Another double at Shark Park. He's creating history, this guy. We'll get to him really shortly. Nicho from the sideline with the kick. Sharks win 42-6. 7 tries to 1. They had 56% of the possession. They completed at 37 of 41. The coach will be ecstatic at that. 37 of 41 completions. They ran for over 500 more meters. 4 more offloads, 11 in total, which is pretty good for the Sharks. 100 more kick meters. They missed 28 tackles, which isn't end of the world stuff. It's actually not too bad. You want less, but that's not too bad. Penalties were 4 all. So the stats largely going towards the Sharks, and that completion rate, I cannot stress that enough. I think if we complete against any team like that, we're going to be so close to winning. So Let's just keep holding that ball and making those sets of 6. Great stuff from the Sharks. This is 3 games celebrating the life of Paul Green. And inaugural winner was Nicho Hynes. The second winner was Connor Tracy. Third winner from 3 games, celebrating the former player of the Cronulla Sharks and former premiership winning coach of the Cowboys. It's a great touch. Will Kennedy won the Paul Green medal today. Will Kennedy with a great game. I actually wouldn't have thought I would have given him the man of the match performance. This came from the winning coach, and Fitzy thought he was the guy. He had a great game, don't get me wrong. He scored a try, he ran for 150 metres, he busted 6 tackles. He had a line break assist, a try assist. So, a great game from Will Kennedy, and I really love the way he is starting to step off his feet when he runs. He does look a lot like David Peachy. I said it a few times to my colleague Clinton Maynard. He's looking very Peachy-like at the moment, and that's not a bad thing. On debut, Sam Stonestreet. He ran for 115 metres, scored a try. He had 17 hit-ups. He made 2 tackles, he missed 2 tackles. It wasn't required much in defence. What I loved about him in defence, though, was his turn. He was prepared to give the defender a bit of time, and he knew he had the speed to catch him. He's a quick guy. We didn't even really see that today. I'll say this, and you all saw the same game I saw. One of his first hit-ups, he got absolutely smashed by one of the Cowboys defenders. And he was physically hurt for a few sets. And in my opinion only, he never really shook that off. I think you'll find that he sort of just battled on bravely, amazingly, had a great game. But I think he was injured throughout that game from one of the first hits. I noted a lot of his other hit-ups, he was getting heavily tackled. And then I started wondering if that is just the way he runs, with that really kind of upright style. He's so tall. I don't want to mention Stuart Mills in this breath just because I want Sam Stonestreet to have his own moment today. And, thinking back to the Stuart Mills debut, which was amazing too. I just wonder if it was a coincidence today that he kept getting hit like that in his upper body, or if that's just, I don't know, the way they were targeting him. I thought he was great. I thought that the heavy contact probably did affect his game a little bit, because for certain sets he was with the trainer, for other sets he was behind the play a little bit, but it was all due to this, what I would perceive problem. It wasn't lack of commitment or anything else. He was up for it. He was great. And I dare say he is next man up whenever one of the wingers is down. And he's a guy to look out for the future. I hope we hang on to him. He's a great story. Lots and lots of people over in that corner where he scored, which was fantastic. Lots of his friends and family. And he got mobbed during that moment, and then after the game as well, some nice scenes. So that's what it's all about. I was there for it. I loved it. Yeah, from a game point of view, he had a really strong game, and he'll only get better. So when he gets that chance, I'm not sure. But Sam Stonestreet waited a long time for his debut, and he didn't let us down. So well done to him. Well done. Excellent. It was super, super feel good, whether you're at the ground or whether you're watching or listening, but at the ground, it was electric. We thank him for that moment. Jesse Ramey, another great game from him. He's a little bit undercover sometimes, but I love the way he's playing this year. Ran for over 150 metres, busted 5 tackles, 3 offloads, and a very strong presence on the field from Jesse Ramey. Cal Iro, another great game from Cal Iro. He's holding on to that centre spot, and for good reason. He topped the metres for the Sharks, and I believe he topped the run count as well. Almost 200 run metres, 4 tackle busts, 13 tackles. He did miss a couple today. He's first in NRL history for him, his history. So nothing alarming at all. Just pointing that out, that he's had a great run. And it was still a great run today. Like, he was fantastic, Calero. Really impressed with his workload and his effort. And the longer he's there, the better he's going to be for the experience. Ronaldo Militalo ran for 150 metres, scored 2 tries, made 2 line breaks, busted 3 tackles. It's a new Ronaldo we got this year. I was saying that to Clinton and to Kieran today as well. He had a good year last year. Not a year that we would think that's one of his best, or one that we expect, but he was still solid last year. This year, he's a new guy. I love it. I love his attitude. It's still physically tough, but it's more creative and it's more mature. And he's finishing as good as anyone in the game. He's going to break some records at Miltalo. And I'm excited we get to watch him. He's fantastic. Week in, week out, he's close to our best out there. I should declare no one had a bad game. You're not going to hear me talk negatively, I don't think, about anyone. And that's not a Shinazzi being positive guy thing. That's how good they were today. Braden Trindle, excellent. Scored 2 tries, 1 try assist. Kicked for over 300 metres. Really becoming a dominant half for us. Not the dominant half, but a dominant half. And it's excellent for so many reasons, but the main one of two main reasons. One of them is that his progression is going beautifully. The other main positive aspect is that his partner, Nicho Hynes, had his best game of the year. And he's been in good form, but he's been doing it without much fanfare. Not amazing stats, but he's been in good form. Today he was great. Today he kicked 7 from 7. Today he had 3 try assists, 2 line break assists. He was a little bit more dominant with his kicking, 14 kicks for 380 metres compared to Trindle's 10 kicks for 322, but very much equally shared, more or less, aside from those numbers I just read out. Nicho Hynes' defence, he made 31 tackles with 1 miss. So he's being targeted. There was some wonderful defence. Go back and watch that if you have the time, especially on our line against bigger bodies. And this kid, Nicho, can tackle. He's in really good form. And if he keeps playing this way, we're going to need someone to come in and replace him around rep time, which sucks for us, but it's good for him. Tall Tom Hazelton, a great try, which I told you about before. Ran for 80 metres. He only had 1 stint. He didn't come back in the second half. As far as I'm aware, and I'm recording this on Sunday night, as far as I'm aware, there's no injuries there. Should that come out, I apologise. But he had 1 stint, didn't come back for his second stint. He looked okay at the end of the game. He was walking around pretty freely, doing interviews and that kind of thing. He's becoming really reliable. We talk about him being a modern-day version, which is laughable to use that term, but a newer version of Luke Douglas because of that shape and frame. But I think he's even more awkward than what Luke Douglas was to tackle. Put him 10 metres out, he's going to be hard to stop. But he does all the other stuff great. He defends well. He does great hit-ups. He offloads. I'm so excited about his future, and it's a really nice story. And I think it's a great reflection on Craig Fitzgibbon's coaching, the way he eases them into it. He bumps up the workload each week over the months to the point where now Tom Hazelton can start if we need him to start and do a good job. Is he in the top 2 of our props? I don't know. But currently, he's starting every game and doing a really good job. Blake Brayley, another great game from Blake, continues to put them all together, which is the only thing we really want from him, and that's fantastic. Another try assist for him this year from a kick, and generally was busy. He had 4 runs as well as a bunch of line engagements, and he's just got a new added energy and enthusiasm and aggression to what he's doing compared to last year. We heard him talk on the show a couple of weeks ago. I interviewed him, and he sounds like a new man, and it's great. And the Sharks are going great. They're in first place, and it's not specifically because of Blake Brayley having a breakout year, but it's got a part to do with that. The spine is clicking, and the 9 is dominating. Oregon Kaufusi had a good game. He played for about 38 minutes over a couple of stints. He ran for 120 metres. Just pretty impressive. Couple of offloads in there. A guy who won't get many accolades or highlights, even great stat numbers, but he's doing a job. Great job by Oregon Kaufusi. Britton Nicker, again, a guy who you won't see with amazing stats, but he was a physical presence out there, and I feel a lot safer when he's out there. Definitely one of the more quieter achievers out there today, though. I should point that out. But it's not a negative. He's not doing anything wrong at all. He's just playing his game. He does a lot off the ball. Teague Wilton with another monster game, 120 metres, 30 tackles, played the full game. Looked like he could play for 5 days if he wanted to in a row. I love the way that Teague is also progressing. I think he's got an immense future in front of him without putting too much pressure on him. Cam McInnes ran for 100 metres, played for about 47 minutes, and some really nice runs down the middle. He's very good off a quick play of the ball. He's very good off an offload. Didn't have to do much defence today, which is great. He only made about 20 tackles. So that's a good thing. Big Jack Williams played 45 minutes off the bench, ran for 100 metres, and was physically dominant out there. We need to re-sign him. We'll talk about that during the week, I'm sure, but he needs to be re-signed. And I'm sure there are clubs ready to pounce, but we need to sign him. I know we can't have everyone, but we need to do some things to make sure we keep him. He's been consistent for years now, and some of you can at me about his hands 1 year. I don't care. That was years ago. He's been remarkable and consistent, and I think he's such an important part of this forward pack. He'll only get better when Cronulla gets here. I would like to keep Jack Williams. Toby Rudolph looking fantastic off the bench. I don't want to say he's not a starter. He can start anytime he wants. I love him off the bench. I really love the role he plays. He brings such energy off the bench. He ran for just under 100 metres today, made 25 tackles, didn't miss any. Played 42 minutes over a couple of stints, and I love his work when he's like this, so well done to Toby Rudolph. Sifa Talakai played for just under half an hour over 2 periods of play and ran for 60 metres, made 17 tackles. The stats are not amazing, but I love the physicality he brings at a time when defences are tiring, and I really like him off the bench. I hope that Sifa Talakai has a place in our 17 for a while to come. I'm not suggesting he doesn't, but whether he's centre, whether he's second row, whether he's middle, whether he's off the bench, he's a beast. And lastly, welcome back to Braden Hamlin-Welly, who absolutely dominated in a 20-minute stint. 11 runs for 111 metres, 6 tackles, no misses. All that in 22 minutes off the bench in his 100th game for the Sharks. And first game since the finals last year, I'm assuming. So, played for the Jets last week, but just at the NRL level. He looked unbelievable. He looked fresh as a daisy, but also looked fit. Loved what he did with the ball. Good defence. And he'll get better and better with match fitness. So well done to him, and congratulations on 100 games for the Sharks. That was how it went today. Atmosphere was fantastic. The experience was pretty good. I didn't move around too much, but everyone was in a great mood. And again, thanks to everyone who said hello. It was really special and really nice. I really appreciate it. Not much more to say, but we'll be back soon. I'm hoping, touch wood, we do catching up with Kieran over coffee about Cronulla on Monday morning. We usually do that pretty early, and we release it during the day. Usually, if you go to YouTube, it'll be there first, and the podcast will come out during the middle of the day, sometimes a bit later, but that's just sort of depending on other things, but that's the plan. We'll get a flagship episode for you, usually Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see how we're going, and sometimes we get to do more episodes for you as well. So another big week coming up. We've got to stay top of the table. This is fun. Canberra next Sunday. I think it's Sunday 4 o'clock again, so won't be easy, but very winnable game. And then we roll around, I believe, I'm correct in saying, to Derby week. In my mind, I'm already there. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate all of you. Can't say it enough. Get in touch. SharkCastPod@gmail.com. DM us on all the socials. Follow us on the socials. We have a chunk of mail already in, and we're going to get through every bit of it, I promise. Some really great mail, but please don't hold back if you would like to write to us. Obviously, the more succinct you can be, the better it is for us. But yeah, write in and we'll discuss your points of view. We will talk to you soon, really soon. Up Cronulla. Let's play the song. Let's go.
Sharks forever. Go out and play without fear. Now's the time to see good football for the Sharks.